Good morning and thank you very much for joining us. I am Iyori Folani. Hope we meet you well. And well, let's begin to look at other aspects of our lives. We look at the polity. I don't think we're doing very much about the polity this morning, but you will be the judge of that. There's nothing we can't that doesn't have a political aspect, but I very much doubt that we can do that with the first of our two subjects today. Let's look at an aspect of transportation, the administration of it, the roads. In short, I'm talking about safety on the roads in Nigeria. When you say that, of course, you know that we're talking about the Federal Road Safety Corps, and it is headed up, it happens to be headed up by Mr. Dauda Ali Biu. He's the Corps Marshal, and he's our guest this morning. Good morning, Corps Marshal.
Thank you, sir.
Indeed.
Yes.
It's our pleasure to have you.
Thank you, sir.
Now, you've been Corps Marshal all of this year. In fact, you were fully confirmed in December last year.
Yes.
So we can say that you started work in December, but all of this year till present time, you've been, on the job.
Yes.
How has it been? Let me be more specific. Do you think things have changed since you came on board? That might be a good place to start.
Yes. When we came in, in any organization, the level of motivation of the staff is very critical, because that is what will make them to work and deliver the results. So when I came in, there are some issues on ground. We had this stagnation in promotion of staff, and the thing is affecting their productivity and their output. So along with my management team and the commission, we sat down and reviewed it. We now saw that we have staff who have missed their promotion 7-8 times, not missed the promotion, missed being promoted 7-8 times. That means you have sat for promotion exams over the last 8 years, every year, and you have not been promoted. Yeah, so there was, the morale was down. There was so much agitation.
Was there a reason for that? I don't want to dwell too much.
Yes, mostly.
Was there a reason for that?
Mostly is attributed to lack of vacancies. That is, if you promote, where do you take them to?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we now review the whole situation, and so that, yes, we can do it. All we need to do is to open up the system so that more outlets where we can deploy our officers to work with the appropriate rank. So we ended up promoting 7,478 staff last January this year at Yego, along with the commission.
7,000?
Yes, 478. So we cleared that backlog. Now what we did was, again, 313 vehicles, patrol vehicles, tow trucks, patrol vehicles, motorbikes were procured and deployed. So we opened more channels, we opened more commands. We opened about 70 additional commands all over the Federation. So we have places to deploy the promoted staff to go and work. So we did that. The result was very impressive. The staff were motivated, they were very happy.
I would say.
When we did that.
7,500
yes,
awaiting their promotion, having qualified for the promotion?
Yes. It's on record. We have cleared that, actually.
Good.
In fact, the promotion for next year that we are working on, we have less than 1,000 staff to promote. Just less than 1,000.
Okay.
Yes.
And that definitely is progress. And
yes.
I can imagine what it would have done by way of morale boosting.
Yes.
Okay. Now, well, since the officers are all now better motivated, I imagine this would have shown in their operations. So I wanted to ask, your core objective, correct me if I'm wrong, is to increase safety on the roads? Is that guessed right?
Yes.
Because the federal, it's in your name.
Yes.
The Federal Road Safety Corps.
Yes.
When you look at it statistically, is it getting better?
Yes.
Or is it worse? Staying in the
based on the statistics we have, I think we are making progress. It's getting better because if you look at it year on year, January to July 2022 and then 2023. This year, the statistics we have, crash level, the number of crashes that occur year on year between this period has been reduced by 17.3%. That is the crashes, road crashes.
Road crashes.
Yes, then injuries that are related to those crashes have also come down by 17.4%. Then the fatalities, that is the death as a result of those crashes, has also come down by 18.4%. Yes, this year, the January, year on year, or 6 months, or half year. Yes, so that is what we have recorded this year so far.
What are the causes of these unfortunate circumstances? Is speed the only culprit? Let's say, because people we know, we know that speed is not helpful at all. But can we say that the work of the FRSC SC is just about reducing the speed of vehicles?
No, it's not. Speed is not the only causative factor for crashes. In any crash, you see so many factors involved, but then you may have speed could be prevalent actually. But but then other crashes too other reasons can lead to that speed, like driving under influence. Yes, that can, when you lose concentration, you lose your sense and go at the toughest speed you can. Then you have the vehicle condition itself. Yes, like bad tires, brake failure, and then the condition of the road itself.
Let me go to something that you just said, the tires.
Yes.
The tires are tremendously important. That's your contact with the ground.
Yes.
And your corps has been at pains to educate us over the years on owners of cars being able to understand the markings of their tires, and thereby knowing the condition of this tire when it was manufactured, whether it is still safe, and whether, for instance, you're sitting down here, so you can help us in that, how old a tire is still permissible for use on the roads. Those kind of things surely must be important. And what are you getting? Because I say this because a lot of Nigerians are reported to be buying Tokunbo tires.
Yeah, Tokunbo tires, yes. First, the Tokunbo tire itself, absolutely it is not good for us to use, because they bring those tires from mostly temperate countries, Europe. So the manufacture, the engineering design of those vehicles, of those tires, are meant for those countries, those temperate countries.
The technology.
Not for the technology, yes. Not tropical countries like Nigeria. So and then mostly those tires have even expired in those countries.
That's important.
Yes, and then the way they are even packaged, when you see one roll of tire with about 10 tires put together and roll,
that can be the integrity of the tire.
Yes, it has weakened the tire before it even reaches here.
But why, sir, do you think we are allowing these potential death traps in officially? If the people at the borders or wherever, if they see that these are tires and they are able to ascertain that these are expired tires, why are they able to enter the market for Nigerians to begin to negotiate?
No, those tires are banned. The import of those tires are banned, but they are being smuggled, actually. Yes, they are being smuggled, and there are many ways they smuggle these tires. Some, they beat the security check point and bring in the tires. So what I know is that Standard Organization of Nigeria, they move from point to point, shop to shop, and they confiscate these tires and destroy them.
Oh, so that is an ongoing
It's an ongoing
exercise.
thing. Yes, it's an ongoing thing.
Countrywide?
Countrywide. Standard Organization is on that. So I want to appeal to people they should not use these Tokunbo tires. They are not good for their safety.
But I got money, because you know, although I'm only being half serious here, I'm being slightly jocular. The price of a brand new Michelin tire, for example, and you compare it with the Tokunbo, because the Tokunbo tire is probably something like 10% maybe of the value of the right thing that you should buy.
Yes.
Our people are in a jam.
Yes. But you must always think of your health, your safety, the safety of your family, and then the safety of your friend and others. That should be of paramount importance, not how cheap or how. In fact, buying the cheap tire may be more expensive in the long run.
Indeed.
Yes. So we encourage. So I think the fact that it's costly is not an excuse for one to go and buy the bad tire that will lead to crash. You lose your vehicle, you lose your life, you lose your limbs, and then you put your family in distress. So so people should try and buy the correct tires.
Indeed. Usually, when we come to the last quarter of the year, people in Nigeria call them the ember months. That kind of thing. We see a lot of some heightened activity from your core. This year is not going to be different, is it?
It's not going to be different. Yeah, but as I told you, we have opened so many commands. For example, like from Lagos, Ibadan now, every 10 kilometers we have a patrol point. We did that as an experiment. We also do that along Kaduna, Abuja highway. So we have deployed. We are going to have maximum deployment on the road, and we have targeted some specific routes for this end of year. Some due to bad roads like the East-West Road, then Benin, Abuja highway, Abuja Kaduna highway. We have identified those areas. We are going to do deployment, and we have to be there before the activities start, because you need to get there before the build-up. Then you can control it. So those are some of the things we'll do. We have been able to solve Lokoja, the issue in Lokoja, and then of course I'm sure very soon the one in Lagos here at the toll gate, Ojodu Bega, which has been a problem for some times. I'm sure it's being resolved. They are almost completing that project. In fact, we had cause to deploy a 70-ton tow truck recently, about a month or 2 months ago, to that place with a low-bed vehicle and a pickup, so that they will assist in clearing obstruction in case there is a breakdown at that point. So those are and we will deploy. We have our men are undergoing training now. We are going to deploy them, and they will be very active during that period. So we hope that we'll be able to control the situation.
You said that the crash rate, auto accidents, it has come down.
Yes.
And I'm sure you're going to keep working at it. You want to
get we want to lower it
even further.
Yes.
You also said that. Did you say every 10 kilometers you have a patrol point?
That's Lagos. It's an experiment we did.
Oh, okay.
Lagos, Ibadan.
Expressway.
Then Abuja, Kaduna. Yes. So we have a patrol every 10 kilometers. So that we have that coverage, like the total coverage of the road. On the other side, 10 kilometers.
You have more men.
Yes, we have more men. We have more vehicles.
You're able to do that. Now, what are those men looking for? What they are there? They have a brief. Number one, they're there. Anybody has to know that that's FRSC. Yes. So you need to make sure that your speed is the right one.
Particularly speed.
Is it just by eye that people determine the speed? Because we see in other climbs, they point a laser gun at them.
Yes,
and so they know how much they're doing over the speed limit.
Yes. What we do, we have the speed radar gun, and not adequate, not what we really wanted. And then we have in some states now, they have the speed detector. They mounted it on the highway. We have them in Kaduna State, along the highway, on the highway. Then we are also working with Dangote group of companies. They are going to provide some on the major highways. But what we do for now, we have what we call traffic calming. That is, our men move to the roadside, especially the issue we have between Lagos and Ibadan is speed. Because the road is clear.
And what is the legal speed on those kind of stretches?
For all vehicles, it's 100 kilometers per hour for smaller vehicles. Yes, we have those with buses at 80 kilometers, and then we have trucks at 60 kilometers on the highways.
And that's what it should be.
That's how it should be. That's what it should be.
And because people think that there's a good stretch of road, there's no car in front of me. As far as I can see, there are minutes like that. They then put the pedal to the metal, and they just go flat out. people need to be more disciplined because anything can happen, is what you're saying. And
Yes.
people have said that there's nothing now, what am I? And so they just, people, I suppose there's an orientation aspect to your work where
Yes, we
people
do.
have to be taught.
We do on radio, television, we do motor park rallies. In fact, every morning there's what we call early morning cry. Our operatives, they visit motor parks before the drivers set on their journeys and then talk to them, appeal to them, obey road traffic rules, don't speed, don't do dangerous overtaking, and so on and so forth. So as I said earlier, we have this calming device. What we do is it's an internally developed strategy where we give our operative red flag at different points on the road, just to be calming drivers down.
Okay.
Those are local innovations that we do.
Okay, then. So, as you know, in studio we have Mr. Dauda Ali Biu, Corps Marshal, Federal Road Safety Corps, and we're looking at the operations of his corps. And so, let me just ask. It looks like everything is going according to plan. Figures that we don't like are coming down. Fatality figures, accident figures are coming down. So I wanted to ask, what are the plans that you have? Because I know you must have plans to make this even better.
Yeah, as I said earlier, we need equipment, modern equipment, technological equipment to improve on what we are doing. And I've brought this to the notice of my supervisor, the secretary to the government of the federation, and he's working on it. And then we are looking forward to completion of some of the roads that are being constructed, which we believe, if those roads are okay and good, the crashes that happen on those roads too will come down. Then we have also identified, as we mentioned earlier, speed. It's a very critical factor. So we are developing a policy on speed limiter going forward. The document is being worked on. We have done a stakeholders meeting under the supervision of the SGF. Everybody is involved. SON, Customs, Nigerian Automotive Development Council, Ministry of Transport, and other stakeholders. Okay. Yes. So the policy we want to drive is that vehicles that are being imported, especially commercial vehicles that carry goods and passengers that are being imported from outside, they must come with a pre-fitted speed limiting device.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's what you're working on
yes,
now.
Yes.
And if all goes well, these kind of vehicles, these specially equipped vehicles, will begin to enter circulation. When is your projection?
Well, the policy must be approved first.
Yes, I know.
But then,
so, but are we looking at
no, immediately once the policy is approved?
Yes, but even that idea, might it take us until the middle of next year?
No, we hope to get it done this year.
Okay.
Yes, between now and December. Yes, and then those that the manufacturers of vehicles in Nigeria too. The policy will ensure that vehicles manufactured in Nigeria are fitted with those devices before they come out of the factory. Yes.
Okay. Well, I want to thank you for coming.
Several other things, which I don't know.
Well,
maybe you
several
have
other things. The time is the problem. But for example, if you had to put it under a heading, some of those several other things, what would you say was the most important?
Yes, the speed.
Exactly.
Yeah, that is very important because we notice that speed-related crashes are more, and the fatalities from those crashes are much more. And then we're also working with the Nigerian Bar Association to prosecute drivers that involve passengers in crashes, injuries, and death. We prosecute them so that the victims should have a right too.
Okay.
Yeah, we are working assiduously with NVA. A committee is already working on that.
You know, I get the impression that we're going to have to find a way to invite you back,
okay.
You know, to come and talk a bit more about this very, very important function that people do.
All right.
So I want to thank you very much, Mr. Dauda Ali Biu, Corps Marshal, Federal Road Safety Corps. And congratulations on bringing the figures down, these statistical figures of deaths and fatalities. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. It's a pleasure.
Indeed.
It's a pleasure being with you this morning. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you.